The moving truck, a hulking silhouette against the dying light, rumbled to a stop. It parked across the street, directly opposite Sarah's living room window. The house had remained shrouded in unsettling stillness, a silent sentinel guarding secrets unknown. Sarah peered through the blinds, her curiosity battling with unease. Nightfall. The moving truck's depths disgorged an unsettling collection of furniture. Shadowy figures flitted in and out of the harsh light, their forms indiscernible. A chill snaked down Sarah's spine. The new arrivals brought an unsettling aura. Days melted into weeks. The new neighbors remained an enigma. Sarah's curiosity morphed into a gnawing worry. What lurked behind their veiled windows and locked doors? One moonless night, a blood-curdling scream ripped through the silence. Sarah, jolted awake, rushed to her window. A window in the dark house blazed with light, a fleeting glimpse of a struggle. Then darkness. An icy dread gripped Sarah's heart. This was something far more sinister. Mark and Emily John had always been fascinated by the occult. Moving into the old Victorian house, he felt he had found something extraordinary. The attic held a strange allure. John discovered a hidden compartment with ancient texts. They spoke of forgotten deities and rituals. Driven by curiosity, John experimented with the rituals. He drew symbols and chanted arcane words. The air crackled with unseen energy. One stormy night, John attempted the most powerful ritual. He felt a surge of power. Then the room plunged into darkness. Silence descended, broken only by John's heartbeat. He had made contact, but at what cost? Section 4, Blood on the Welcome Mat. The neighborhood buzzed with excitement over the arrival of the new family. The Harringtons, a picture-perfect unit of two parents and a pair of adorable twin girls, exuded charm and warmth. Their smiles were infectious, their laughter a welcome addition to the quiet suburban street. However, a darkness lurked beneath the veneer of normalcy. It started subtly. A single, blood-red handprint appeared on the Harringtons' welcome mat. Mr. Harrington, attributing it to a prank, scrubbed it away with a chuckle. The handprints multiplied, appearing with increasing frequency and in increasingly disturbing locations. Bloody handprints marred the pristine white walls of their home, the bathroom mirror, even the foreheads of the sleeping twin girls. Fear, cold and suffocating, seeped into their lives. One morning, the neighbors awoke to a scene of unimaginable horror. The front door of the Harrington house stood ajar, revealing a scene of unspeakable carnage. Blood painted the walls, the furniture, everything. Of the Harringtons there was no sign. Only a single blood-soaked message scrawled on the wall remained. They were never welcome. Section 5, The Collector. The old woman who moved in next door to young Daniel was an enigma. Her house, shrouded in perpetual twilight, exuded an odor of decay and neglect. Daniel, his imagination running wild, dubbed her the Collector. His suspicions seemed confirmed when he witnessed her late-night activities. Under the cloak of darkness, she would emerge from her home, her frail frame hunched over, carrying a weathered wicker basket. She would scour the neighborhood collecting lost and discarded objects, a child's forgotten toy, a broken picture frame, a single rusted key. One moonless night, driven by a morbid curiosity, Daniel decided to follow her. He watched from the shadows as she entered the local cemetery, her basket laden with her strange bounty. She approached a newly dug grave, her shadow stretching long and skeletal in the pale moonlight. Daniel held his breath, his heart pounding in his chest. What was she doing? As she bent over the grave, the contents of her basket spilled out, illuminated by a stray moonbeam. Daniel gasped. It wasn't toys or trinkets she collected. It was bones, human bones. And at that moment, she turned, her eyes, two black pits in the darkness meeting his. Daniel knew with chilling certainty that he was next. Section 6. Welcome Gifts. The quaint suburban street welcomed its newest residents with open arms. The elderly couple, the Bakers, seemed harmless enough. Their kind eyes and gentle smiles disarmed even the most suspicious of neighbors. Soon, homemade pies and freshly baked cookies began appearing on doorsteps, accompanied by handwritten notes from the Bakers. The gifts, while appreciated, carried a strange undercurrent. They were always accompanied by a request, a lock of hair, a baby tooth, a fingernail clipping. The Bakers, in their notes, assured their neighbors that these seemingly odd requests were simply for sentimental keepsakes, harmless mementos of their new community. Unease rippled through the neighborhood. The requests became more insistent, the notes tinged with a subtle but unsettling desperation. Then the disappearances began. A jogger vanished from the park, leaving behind only a single running shoe. A child disappeared from his backyard swing set. The only trace of him, a single blood-stained mitten. The horrific truth dawned on the terrified residents. The Bakers weren't baking pies. They were baking people. And the missing body parts weren't for keepsakes. They were ingredients. Section 7. Unanswered questions. The stories, whispered around campfires and shared in hushed tones, served as chilling reminders. Evil lurks in the shadows, often disguised in the most mundane of forms. The new neighbors, the friendly faces across the street, could harbor unimaginable darkness behind their smiles. The questions linger, unanswered and unsettling. What secrets hide behind the drawn curtains of that old house at the end of the block? What lurks in the hearts of those who dwell in the shadows? And most importantly, how do you protect yourself from something you can't even comprehend? The next time you welcome new neighbors, remember these tales. Be wary of the shadows. Be wary of the whispers. And above all, be wary of the gifts they bear. For they may come at a terrible, terrible price.